When somebody loves you, it's no good unless they love you all the way. Happy to be near you, or when someone cheers you all the way. Taller than the tallest tree, that's how it's got to be. Deeper than the deep blue sea, that's how deep it goes. If it's real, when somebody needs you, it's no good unless they need you all the way. Through the good years or the lean years, or all the in-between years, come what may. Who knows where the road will lead us, baby? Only a fool would say. But if you let me love you, it's for sure I'm gonna love you all the way. Oh, all the way. Deeper than the deep blue sea, that's how deep it goes if it's real. When somebody needs you, it's no good unless they need you all the way. Oh, all the way, all the way, all the way.
When you're down and troubled, you need some love and care. And nothing is going right.
Close your eyes and think of me, and soon I will be there to brighten up even your darkest night. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you people can be so cold, yeah.
They'll hurt you and desert you and take your soul if you let them. Oh, but don't you let them.
You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running, see you again. Look out. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you have to do is call, and I'll be there. You got a friend.
Say it again. Ooh,
You got a friend. You got a friend indeed. You got a friend.
oh, now.
You got a friend. You got a friend. Yeah, 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 yeah. You got a friend.
The way you wear your hat, the way you sip your tea, the memory of all that. No, no, they can't take that away from me. The way your smile just beams, the way you sing off key, the way you haunt my dreams. No, no, they can't take that away from me. We may never, never meet again on the bumpy road to love. Still, I'll always, always keep the memory of the way you hold your knife, the way we danced till 3, the way you've changed my life. No, no, they can't take that away from me. No, they can't take that away from me.
The way you wear your hat, the way you sip your tea, the memory of all that. No, no, they can't take that away from me. The way your smile just beams, the way you sing off key, the way you haunt my dreams. No, no, they can't take that away from me. We may never, never meet again on the bumpy road to love. Still, I always, always keep the memory of the way you hold your knife, the way we danced till 3, the way you changed my life. No, no, they can't take that away from me. No, they can't take that away from me. Swing it, boys. away from me.
No, they can't take that away from me.
Will you repeat that again, dearie, please?
No, they can't take that away
from me.
Now, you say you're lonely. Said you cried the whole night through. Well, you can cry me a river. Cry me a river. 'Cause I cried a river over you. Ooh. And now you say you're sorry for being so untrue. So what? Just cry me a river. Cry me a river. I cried a river over you. You drove me, nearly drove me out of my head. While you never shed a tear. Remember, I remember all you said. Told me love was too plebeian. Told me you were through with me. And now you say you love me. Well, just to prove you do, go on and cry me a river. I'd like to see you cry a river. 'Cause I'm tired of crying over you.
Sunny, yesterday my life was filled with rain. Sunny, you smiled at me and really eased the pain. Now the dark days are done and the bright days are here. My sunny one shines so sincere. Sunny one so true, I love you. Sunny, thank you for the sunshine bouquet. Sunny, thank you for the love you brought my way. You gave to me your all in all, and now I feel 10 feet tall. Sunny, one so true, I love you. Sunny, thank you for the truth you let me see. Sunny, thank you for the facts from A to Z. My life was torn like windblown sand. Then a rock was formed when we held hands. Sunny, one so true, I love you. Sunny, thank you for that smile upon your face. easily hide. Oh, well, I don't have much money, but boy, if I did, you know, I'd buy a big house where we both could live. Oh, live. If I were a sculptor, and then again, no old man sitting making potions in travel and show. Well, I know it's not much, but girl, it's the best I can do. You see, my gift is my song, and this here one's for you, just for you. And you can tell everybody that this is your song. All words may be quite simple, but now that it's done, yeah, I hope you don't mind, I hope you don't mind that I put down in words how wonderful life is while you're in the world. Yes, girl. Sat on the roof, child, yes I did. And then I kicked off the most, but a few of the verses, and well, it got me quite cross. Oh, but the sun's been real kind while I wrote down the song. You see, it's for people like you, yeah. Well, to keep it turned on. So please excuse my forgetting, but these things I do. Well, you see, girl, I've forgotten if they're green or they're blue. Well, anyway, you know the thing is, honey, what I really mean, God, is that radios are the sweetest as I believe I'll ever see. Oh, no, yeah, you can tell everybody there that this is your song. Yes, you can. Oh, well, maybe quite simple, but
Wow, ladies and gentlemen, what a beautiful day. Standing here after all of those months of COVID-19 feels almost a little bit illegal being together physically with so many people and happy faces. But I think, I'm absolutely sure I can get used to it. It's a great feeling to be able to celebrate together again after these really difficult times of COVID-19. Dear Bernadette, dear Mr. Nilles, not here, but on his way, as I've heard. But first and foremost, dear graduates of the Kellogg-WHU Executive MBA Program 2020, even though it's already 2021. But this is another reflection of what we have been going through. We didn't have the chance to celebrate your graduation in the last year because of the corona pandemic. And I can hardly tell you how happy I am that we have the chance to celebrate together today. It is so extremely nice that so many of you are celebrating the graduation of the EMBA class of 2020. And I'm especially happy that our friends from Kellogg are here, physically and in person. Bernadette, who rejoined Kellogg after 10 years of absence, working for a significantly worse school. It's called Wharton, I think. We know each other since many, many years, Bernadette, and this is another really joyful event and moment also for me to get to know you, to see you once again after so many years, and we know each other since 20 years. This also shows how long the history and the friendship between Kellogg and WHU is lasting. 50 KW22 students graduated until today. 56 started in their studies back in the year 2018, again 3 years from now. 39 graduates of the Kellogg-WHU Executive MBA program are here in this beautiful castle in Koblenz today. And we still have to cope with COVID-19 restrictions, which is a very visible signal for what we have gone through the last couple of months since the COVID-19 pandemic started. But given that we're now here together also shows that, that things are looking up. When I first saw you, as I've already said, I thought might be illegal, but now I really enjoy it very, very much. This is a so different thing, celebrating graduation together, face to face and person by person, than the virtual graduations that we had over the last years, over the last 1.5 years, 18 months. And I really hope that we'll never have to go back to that situation, even though, and that's a little bit the focus of what I would like to basically give you on your ways, although the school has been able to cope with the situation comparatively well. The WHU management team has formulated 50 Corona updates since March 2020. And in these updates, we try to contribute to the Corona strategy of the public entities at the same time to keep the school running, which was not always easy, sometimes even difficult. But you might have noticed the most recent survey of the Statistical Office of Rhineland-Palatinate about the universities here in the state, Rhineland-Palatinate, which said that all universities and schools in this state basically had significant postponements of their study times and graduation times, with one exception, only WHU not. We did not have postponements. And I'm quite aware of the fact that this was especially challenging for you as executive students, because traveling restrictions are, of course, even more severe and more limiting for you as executive students, simply because you cannot travel to Kellogg, for instance, which is something which really everybody is missing, but simply also because executive students like you are used to travel all of the time and go around the world, and that is, of course, a very significant limitation. But not only traveling was the issue in the context of COVID-19, personal encounters, in addition to the learning content that we try to provide you with in this program, are absolutely crucial for executives who are ready, like you are, to take over responsibility in the first league of your governance structures in your companies and your countries. And not more and not less is the ambition that many of you have, and not more and not less is the ambition with which we would like you to support with. It was especially difficult, but I have to say that students, faculty, and most importantly, Hannah Mai's team
and Jürgen Weigand as the academic director did an incredibly good job in order to keep this program running, in order to contribute to keep the school running. I really had the experience that we worked together, not only we, but also the students and us in the executive team of the school, closer than ever. Now, I have to say that this experience of the WHU spirit was something really rewarding to me, and also somewhat new, because in earlier times, of course, we are proud, hello, Mr. Nilles, we are very proud that we have that special WHU spirit, but I was thinking most of the time that it predominantly refers to student initiatives, student parties, and student events. But over the last 18 months, what we have achieved there was a very productive and very constructive atmosphere together. We have been able to keep the school running, which was our big goal. The hashtag We Keep WHU Running was very successful in the WHU community, which reflects the enormous effort that the WHU community has invested. Let me give you some examples. We created 17,451 video sessions in the last academic years with 11,225 video hours. 10,459 of these hours were Zoom sessions. In particular, the EMBA video sessions, even though I'm absolutely aware of that you are not the biggest fan of remote learning and being remotely taught, but many of these EMBA video sessions have been rated excellently and graded very excellently, some of them better than the face-to-face classroom experiences. Our marketing team posted 276 posts on the hashtag We Keep WHU Running, and there were more than 4,000 Google searches on that hashtag, which shows how extremely successful this hashtag was. And by the way, also, if you look in the year 2021, and we all have been a little bit nervous in 2020, how things would continue during the corona pandemic, but this year we have more than 200 students more enrolled at WHU than we had in the last year. So in other words, even though the pandemic was a very limiting thing on the one hand, we have been able to get through it very, very well. I fully understand that social distancing and significantly cooled down community experiences are a burden for many participants, and sometimes even for their emotional well-being. Well, typically, when the graduation day comes, I'm standing in front of you, and I either try to say something entertaining or something insightful, which is food for thought, but this time is different. Today, I only would like to express that I feel a lot of gratitude. Not only to the program management team, of course also to the program management team and to our friends in Kellogg, but very particular, today I'm standing in front of you, the students and the participants of our program, the Executive MBA program, and would like to say thank you that you have been so cooperative and that we basically really saw that we're standing at the same side, that we have had to deal with a challenge which we very successfully have been able to deal with. And that gives me the confidence that from here, as the school, and now we are going to be alumni of the school, but I'm absolutely sure you will continue observing what is going on here at the school. That gives me the confidence that we will continue to take off from here. At the moment, we are with the EMBA program among the top 25 in the world, with the school among the top 25 in Europe, which is very respectable, but it's not the end of our ambitions. In the next 5 years, we will continue on this path towards the best in Europe, which is something which you will probably observe from the outside, but don't forget that also the degrees that you get today are getting more and more valuable, the better and better the school does in the end, because it's a reputation game. Now, what we have done is we have negotiated with our foundation, Otto Beisheim Foundation, that we will grow by 40% over the next 6 years, 40% in faculty, 40% in budget. Because this is what we need in order to catch up to the top 10 in Europe. As I've said, we belong to the top 25, but in order to catch up to the top 10 in Europe, we need to be stronger in executive education, we need to be stronger in MBA, we need to keep the position that we have in EMBA, or maybe even shifting upwards towards the top 20. And that all requires, in the end, more research, more faculty, more staff, And in numbers, 40%. This is 20 million every year that we will have to generate in addition to what we are currently doing. And I'm sharing that with you, firstly because I want you to leave here confidently that your degree is going to be reputation-wise in good hands. And also because you are strategists and leaders. And of course, from time to time, it might be the case that the dean, me, or whoever the dean then is, will write an email and ask you for your advice or ask you for a talk, and please don't throw that into the garbage, because we need you not only as alumni of the school, but also as critical people helping us to make the school better over the future. Ladies and gentlemen, dear fellow students, today you are awaiting your well-deserved diplomas. The next speaker is Michael Nilles, who now arrived. And I'm very happy that you made it. I'm very proud that you are here and are going to address our students. And for the moment, from my side, my very best congratulations to all of you for your well-deserved Kellogg-WHU Executive MBA certificates. And the next speaker is not Michael Nilles, but Bernadette. Congratulations again.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Dean Rudolph, Deputy Dean Weigand, and good afternoon to distinguished faculty, the administration, Mr. Nilles, family members and friends, and of course, graduates of Kellogg-WHU MBA program, graduating class of 2020. It's truly an honor for me to be here today, representing the Kellogg School of Management at your convocation. Another step in your life's journey. And on behalf of Dean Francesca Cornelli, the faculty, senior administration, and the staff of the Kellogg Executive MBA Global Network, I congratulate you on this achievement. Before I begin, I do want to take a moment to thank our program director, Hannah Mai, and the amazing MBA team, as well as the WHU faculty for their tireless efforts to make this program best in class in this country and well beyond. As some of you may know, and as the dean mentioned, I returned home to Kellogg in March of this year after spending 10 years at another university. Coming home is truly what it felt like, and for all of the pain that the pandemic has caused, it was the catalyst to come back to a place I truly love and believe in, and the programs that I believe in. Prior to my time away, I was at Northwestern University for 20 years, which much of that time focused on the US-based MBA program, but also in the early days of the Kellogg Global Network development. This is not my first Kellogg-WHU MBA graduation, but it is truly the sweetest one because I'm sharing it with all of you and for all that you've been through over the past few years, and it's a homecoming as well. I'm sharing it with all of you, and it's a homecoming. And it's truly a joyful moment for me to stand in front of you as a member of the Kellogg community and to share in the excitement, the pride, and the sense of accomplishment that I see amongst the class today. I was not here at the start of your program, but I know that the past several years, we haven't bargained for what we've been through the past few years. And so as you embarked upon your MBA, your journey more than 3 years ago, so much has changed. As KW Cohort 22 moved through the MBA program, you've all experienced true lessons in crisis management, in negotiation, leading high-impact teams, and leading in difficult times. These were not just lessons taught in the classrooms, but you've been managing this as partners, as parents, and as employees, and in your communities, and yes, in your cohort as well. You needed to be agile, empathetic, and strategic in how you managed through the life-changing pandemic we've all been navigating. Your strength and your fortitude in staying with the program and continuing to learn and make progress towards graduation is a nod to the strong leaders you've all become. Thinking back to the early days of the program, you may remember the 4 guiding principles that define a great Kellogg EMBA leader. I'm assuming you heard about the principles through a presentation from Melissa Holland or Associate Dean Greg Hanafy during launch week. And today, as we all reflect back upon the program, I hope that throughout the program, these guiding principles supported your ability to steer in new directions, and that you have developed your skill and your expertise to lead with purpose, to achieve together through collaboration, to promote community success, and that ultimately you move through life as a leader who delivers high impact with low ego. How are you using these guiding principles in your life beyond being your time at Kellogg-WHU? Who do you influence or impact through your collaborative style? How do you make your family, your business, your community better because you have taken your time to earn your MBA and to be a better leader? I ask these questions to challenge you to live these values and to take them beyond the classroom that you were in for these years, beyond today, and to integrate them into the rest of your lives. The program actually did not end when you took your last exam or when you finished your thesis or when you walk across the stage today. You may have already transitioned from saying that I earned my MBA to living the guiding principles and exclaiming, I am a Kellogg-WHU MBA. And there's a slight difference there. But you see, everything you do now will have a new measure of success. You won't be judged as someone who may be uninformed or uneducated. The world and those around you will have expectations of how you lead, what you know, and how you apply your knowledge and influence to solve the problems around you. And through all of that, I hope you know that you are never alone in this journey. You will forever be surrounded by the friendships and relationships of the classmates you met in your cohort and across the Kellogg Global Executive Network. You are now part of two vibrant alumni communities, the WHU alumni community and the Kellogg alumni community. And in each of these very distinct communities, there is a point of commonality that rings true with our alumni. They take the call. The dean mentioned this in his talk as well. The program does not end here or today. The community will pull you back in, and we will ask you to take the call when we ask if you will host prospective students for coffee, or take the call when we invite you to reunions and celebrations. And like our keynote speaker today, we will ask you to take the call and say yes if we ask you to share your experiences in a classroom, on a video chat, or with students who are seeking advice. We ask you to respond to the email, to take the call, to continue the legacy of a strong and mighty alumni community. I was at Kellogg when we started all of the joint partnerships 25 years ago, and I first met the dean 20 years ago during a global network week, during 9/11, and we were stepping into uncharted territory. No business school in the world had the grand plans to partner with other institutions around the globe to build this incredibly strong MBA network. And still today, we are stronger for the partnerships we have forged. And as you look around the room today, or as you return to campus over time, I hope you can feel the impact of the community who came before you. We stand on the shoulders of those who went before us. The program, as you know, was beautifully crafted by two deans who cared so much about the legacy before us. The first dean, Dean Horst Albach from WHU, and Dean Donald P. Jacobs, based on friendship and trust. They built the strength of their friendship, their care for the student experience, and the belief that management education knows no boundaries. This has brought us to this place, this moment in time where we celebrate all of you and this wonderful accomplishment. Continue to be lifelong learners, continue to be curious, question the status quo and ask yourself, how, with all this knowledge and education, can I make a difference? A difference in my home, in my business, in my community, and in the world. We are still fragile as we try to make our way through this pandemic. But I'm confident that the leaders who will see us through these challenging days sit before me today. Before I close, I want each of you to take a moment, look around the room, see the community that you have built. When you arrived as strangers 3 years ago, There was a promise that this cohort would grow and work together and succeed together in community. Today, I see the fruits of these labors as you share laughter, worries, personal and business success, and you surround yourself with a trusted board of advisors. Take the call from one another. Bask in this moment, share in the joy of what you have accomplished together. Remember to lead with compassion and purpose. Know that we are part of a very select group. We do not discount the hard work it took for all of you to get here, but that there are many others that can benefit from your support, your intellect, and the desire to make the world better. Remember to live a life of gratitude and to thank all of those who made it possible for you to be here today. We do none of this alone. All of these people are an important part of this story. I'll be following you, I'll be cheering for you. I hope we will connect on LinkedIn and Facebook, and that you will continue to be part of the Kellogg community, that I will see you in Evanston or in Miami or in any of our partner programs as we host reunions and bring students back. On behalf of Kellogg and Northwestern University, I congratulate you all, and I thank you for allowing me to talk with you today. Thank you.
Very good afternoon, everyone. It's such a pleasure to see so many of you here today. After all the struggles and labors we had with being digital, meeting digitally, now being back in person is such a pleasure, and I can tell you, as an instructor, as a professor, there can't be anything better than that. Well, 3 years back, you started the journey, the EMBA journey, Kellogg-WHU, and I still remember that I said, well, time will fly, but of course I had in mind it would be only 2 years. Now it's going to be 3 years, and nevertheless we're able to celebrate. When Hannah and I discussed the procedure for this graduation, I asked her, the same procedure as every year? And she said, well, actually, what was the procedure of every year? We already forgot about it. 1 year of a gap, we were not sure how that is going to go. But yeah, we're back on track, and we have you in front of you. So, dear class of 2020, my sincere congratulations for your achievements. This is outstanding because your class was very different from any classes before, because you had to struggle, you had to manage, you have to juggle the balls to keep your life running and still move on in the program. Well, COVID-19 put us all out of our comfort zones. From one day to the other, things changed dramatically. The unexpected happened. For some of us, even the unthinkable. But we somehow had to cope with it, and we have done so. We are not yet done, obviously. As you all know, numbers are increasing again, so I hope we will be as resilient as in the previous month to cope with all of that. This program you're completing today should have, and I'm sure it has, equipped you with approaches, methods of analysis, frameworks, tools, hundreds of slide decks. For what reason? To be able to think ahead. So you are graduating from an executive MBA program. That means, as executives, you have to be able to look forward, to anticipate the shape of things to come, to connect the dots, make sense of it, and also be able to set the strategic direction of your company, your organization, maybe in your private life of your family. And I'm absolutely sure you have been very well equipped with that by the Kellogg-WHU program. Now, the same procedure as almost every year. Before I say thank you to you, I tell you that we will have a musical interlude, just to be straight about the procedure, and then I want to invite our keynote speaker, the commencement speaker of today, Michael Nilles, up on stage. Michael, if I may say so, you're a graduate of Kellogg, and this is a pleasure having you here today. Of course, you're a senior executive, you're a board member at Henkel, responsible for one of the most serious tasks nowadays, digital transformation, digital ideas, and information technologies. Having said that, let me once again say thank you for having been our students, because soon afterwards you will be alums. That's a different thing. And I dearly hope that we will meet again, that you will take up the call when Bernie is calling or the dean is calling, when we need you. Until then, please stay connected, stay healthy. I wish you all the best for the future, and I truly hope to see you anytime soon, wherever. Thank you very much.
Here's to the ones that we got. Cheers to the wish you were here, but you're not, 'cause the drinks bring back all the memories of everything we've been through. Toast to the ones here today. Toast to the ones that we lost on the way, 'cause the drinks bring back all the memories. And the memories bring back you. There's a time that I remember when I did not know no pain, when I believed in forever and everything was here the same. Now my heart feels like December when somebody say your name, 'cause I can reach out to call you, but I know I will one day. Hey, everybody hurts sometimes, everybody hurts someday. Hey, everything's be alright. Raise your glass and say, here's to the ones that we got. Cheers to the wish you were here, but you're not, 'cause the drinks bring back all the memories of everything we've been through. Toast to the ones here today. Toast to the ones that we lost on the way, 'cause the drinks bring back all the memories, and the memories bring back you. Do 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 do. Memories bring back you. There's a time that I remember when I felt all so lost, when I felt all the hatred was so powerful to stop. Now my heart feels like an ember, and it's lighting up the dark. I carry all these torches so you know I never drop. Yeah, everybody hurts sometimes, everybody hurts someday. Yeah, everything's be alright. Raise your glass and say, here's to the ones that we got. Cheers to the ones who were here, but you're not, 'cause the drinks bring back all the memories of everything we've been through. Toast to the ones here today. Toast to the ones that we lost on the way, 'cause the drinks bring back all the memories, and the memories bring back you.
Yeah, first of all, I'm very happy that I got a call to be here with you today, so it's a really great honor. And so first of all, dear graduates, class of 2020, dear family and friends of the graduates also being here today, I see quite a lot of them. Dear Professor Rudolph, dear Ms. Bird, dear Professor Weigand and Professor Andres, dear Professor Jakob, and one of the fellow friends, dear Peter. I think even though you have graduated last year, today marks your official graduation at the WHU. And I'm happy that we can all stand here today and to celebrate your accomplishment and take a look together into the future. I think the pandemic has all of us reminded substantially that change is a constant in our life, and that we need to quickly adapt to new circumstances. And that is also the major theme of my speech today. So change is a general concept in our life. And I would like to invite you to close your eyes and to try to remember the year of your birth, which was maybe 1970s, 1980s, 1990s. And when you open your eyes again, try to recall a few things that haven't been there when you have been born. I want to share a few of the things that weren't been there when I was born. So there was no World Wide Web, there was no phones, no mobile phones. Phones were there, no mobile phones. There were no smartphones. There was no Apple, there was no Facebook, for sure there was no Meta. There was no Google, no electrical cars, no RNAs, no vaccination. We had no taxi apps, no drones. I also remember we didn't have so-called non-visible braces. Some of you might remember that as well. We didn't have yet 16 German states, and we didn't have open borders in Europe, just to name a few of that. So the future belongs to those who drive change and to shape our better tomorrow. That has always been the case, and we call them pioneers. Through the entire economical history, if we look back, just remember the steam power, electricity, penicillin, television, the internet. It has always been the pioneers who shaped the future and who drove innovation. And from our perspective, this is how we look at you as professionals in our company, for instance at Henkel, but also in other companies where I serve at. We believe that you are best positioned to become the pioneers of shaping our better tomorrow. So what are pioneers? Let's have a quick look at that. What does characterize pioneers? First of all, they look into the future, they have self-drive, and they are intrinsically motivated. You wouldn't be here if you wouldn't be intrinsically motivated, and you wouldn't have gone through the pain. Of course, there's a lot of nice reward going through an executive MBA, but this is certainly qualifying you for that. Pioneers have a very high ambiguity tolerance. That's how people call it in HR. I think you know what I mean. You are very adaptable and quickly adaptable to unpredictable change. Pioneers settle new territories before others do. And very important, they dare to do things which they are not qualified for. But they acquire those qualifications either internally or externally. Take one of the most famous examples, which is certainly Elon Musk. He had never built a car, or he had never worked for a company before he was inventing Tesla. He has never designed a rocket before he founded SpaceX, and he also never has operated a single power plant before he most recently has invited the Germans, the German community, lately to connect their solar roofs to form a virtual power plant. Pioneers know the limits of their power and their skills. They are not gamblers. So who is taking risk needs to have foresight and education. Dead pioneers don't move anything. But what distinguishes pioneers, that's their willingness to declare themselves responsible. They simply put their hands up and say, I do it, I take charge, they take responsibility. No one has expressed this better and in a very well way than Steve Jobs in his legendary ad spot, think different to the crazy ones. Watch it if you didn't do so yet. Those who have seen it, watch it over and over again. There's so much to learn from it. It's not just an ad spot. We believe it's a legacy, it's an invitation and encouragement. And Steve Jobs wrote the lyrics by himself. The text reads, here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes, the ones who see things differently. They are not fond of the rules. You can quote them, you can disagree with them, glorify or vilify them, but the only thing you can't do is ignore them, because they change things. They push the human race forward, and while some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius. Because the ones who are crazy enough to think that they can change the world are the ones who do it. So if you take one sentence of this speech today and at the end of your executive MBA, and you would remember it, let it be this. The ones who are crazy enough to think that they can change the world, they are the ones who do. And again, I believe that you are best positioned to drive change and shape the better tomorrow for companies and for society, to become the pioneers of tomorrow. When you take a look at the list of WHU alumni, that is showing very impressively that the pioneering spirit has always been among this university and among this program. Many have become founders and thus have changed entire industries. Take Dominik Richter or Thomas Griesel, both are the co-founders of HelloFresh. Take Ferry Heilemann, founder of Otto, a digital logistics company, or take Oliver Samba, famous founder of Rocket Internet. And soon, maybe, it will be you. That's also one of the reasons why Henkel has a very, very long-lasting, intensive relationship, cooperation with WHU. We are very proud of that for more than 10 years. And I also personally feel very attached to WHU. On the one hand, I had the pleasure and the honor to study in Kellogg and being an alumni of Kellogg, and I had the great fortune to be living in Evanston for some years, not just only for going to the nice campus, but also to live in the nice city and work in Chicago. And I heard that all of you have been for a module in this lovely city. And beside of that, I'm also serving on the CRO Foundation from WHU, where we are looking for talents and where we are looking for stipendia. Pioneers of today are living in a digital world. And now I come to my favorite theme, as you can imagine. Change is not linear any longer, but it is becoming exponential. COVID has even accelerated everything. We talk about asset-light business models like the Airbnbs. Digital and social commerce have conquered our daily lives and the business world. The highest valued companies nowadays in the world are platform businesses. So pioneers of today and even more of tomorrow cannot drive the necessary change any longer without having very strong digital capabilities. And there is a couple of few examples, but let me pick one of the most impressive ones, which all of you know, Netflix. So in 1997, Netflix was founded on a bold and simple idea, and you know it always starts with a pain point. So at that time, Blockbuster Video was one of the largest video rental stores in the world, the largest ones. At its peak, the company was worth about 5 billion at that point in time, still a lot of money. Blockbuster had a business model where it was punishing its customers when they were bringing the returns too late of DVDs, and this was really significant increases. So Reed Hastings, one of the founders of Netflix, he had to pay $40 for returning his Apollo 13 DVD. And that's really where he thought about this pain point, and Netflix was born. So for $22 a month, customers could get as many titles as they wanted to for as long as they wanted to. No fines for late returns. Later on, there came one of the first artificial intelligence. We didn't call it like that at that point in time. It was called Cinematch ranking. It was an algorithm that personalized movie suggestions. So what all of us know nowadays very well from the Amazon. Today, Netflix is making $25 billion in revenue, and Blockbuster is no longer existing. Back then, the Netflix founders, pioneers, this was again Reed Hastings and Mark Randolph, broke new ground. I myself, I'm working now for more than 25 years at the intersection of digital and industrial, and I've gone through a couple of digital transformation, even survived them. And let me share a couple of experiences on what I consider to be critical success factors, 5 critical success factors to successfully drive digital transformation. And they might be helpful for you in your future career when you are coping with that in your recent jobs or in the future ones. So first of all, technology. Technology, we always say, is not important. You can buy it, but it's actually the flip side. It has become tremendously complex, and that is very often underestimated. There are no turnkey solutions, and you just cannot buy them. So it's a component which is playing a significant role, and you have to master it. Second very important success factor is data. So all companies are sitting on a vast amount of data. You also know the saying very well, data is the new oil. And it's very crucial that you are building a data capability in terms of understanding data, big data, but also the analytical capabilities. And not just in a digital function, but also in all of the various business functions. Then the third one, very important, monetizing business models. In the digital world, it's super easy to build an MVP, and I'm sure that you have done this as part of your executive MBA as well. You had design thinking workshops, most likely. You built the first market research things, maybe in the week when you have been at the famous marketing campus of Kellogg. But what matters really is that you are able to build scalable, large-scale business models. So that is super crucial, and you have to quickly move into monetizing business models, not technology just for the technology's sake. Then comes the fourth one, super critical, one of the biggest challenges for all companies in all of the industries. These are ecosystems. We have taught for decades, and that's where you play a very important role to break here the well-known traditions. We have taught people to work in intellectual property, closed systems, and nowadays you have to work in ecosystems, you have to cooperate with competitors, you have to work on platforms, so that is a very, very critical change which we have to face, and that is a big change in mindset which has to be catalyzed by people with a broader picture. Last but not least is a cultural change. So a digital transformation is not about a technology transformation. The hardest thing about it is really the cultural change. It is affecting everyone, and that is super crucial. Beside of that, maybe just to share a little bit of what is driving me personally or in my career. For me, it was always very important that what I'm doing, I have to be super passionate about. So you need to like what you do, then you can be really good at what you do. The second thing, stay curious. Curiosity is really, that's kind of the oil which is propelling your engine. Last but not least is people. That is the relationships, that's your network, where the alumni network here of Kellogg and WHU is certainly a very, very great thing. That is really what it's all about. And there is one of the most important observations I had made during my career and when I have been working with what I would call the most impactful pioneers and leaders. That was very common to all of them. They were all very humble persons. And that is something which I would like to personally advise you for, that you try to stay very humble in your future life and in your career, no matter what status, what position you're holding. And there is a very great and famous saying, one of my most favorite sayings, which is coming from Truman. It is amazing what you can accomplish if you don't care who gets the credit. Once more, it is amazing what you can accomplish if you don't care who gets the credit. So I think that is a very, very good life philosophy, not only in business life, but also in private life. At the end of your professional career, if you zoom to the end of it, the world will look very different than it does today. So don't just watch this process, shape it, and enjoy the change. You are the next generation of pioneers in charge, and I would like to encourage you that you shape the better tomorrow. So with that, I wish you a very nice celebration. Have a nice and great day. I think it's great that all of us can be here together. We didn't expect that. And with that, many thanks for your attention.
One of the obligations of professors is to evaluate students' performance. Whether we like it or not, we have to do it. And the other way around, it's also true. Professors also get to be evaluated by students. So why I'm saying that? Because I have now the honor to award the Best Teacher Awards. So we have two of them, one for the Kellogg side and one for the WHU side. Let's start with the Kellogg side. The Best Teacher Award, your choices, your votes, goes to someone from Germany living in Switzerland who has been affiliated with Kellogg for hundreds of years, who has been he had some kind of a subscription on the Best Teacher Award. I don't know how many times I've stood here already in front of the graduating class saying, again, the same procedure as almost every year. Karl Schmedders. Unfortunately, can't be here today, but I was in touch with him, and he's really happy, and he conveys all the best wishes to you. You know how he does that, yeah? So I tried to somehow simulate him a little bit. Now he's really, really proud that he received the Best Teacher Award from you guys. So his best wishes to you. But I want to read out why you gave him the Best Teacher Award. In recognition of his exceptional performance and outstanding teaching experience in delivering the courses, decision-making under uncertainty, and making sense of data to the Kellogg-WHU Executive MBA Class of 2020. Karl is an excellent teacher with huge engagement, energy, and expertise. The students very much enjoyed his energetic lecture style, with features high motivation, unique presentations, real-world approach, enthusiasm, for sure, and vividness. Exhilarating intellectually and emotionally, students have remarked the teaching style of Professor Schmedders is scarce and very valuable. His ability to tie mathematical concepts to intuitive explanations is beyond remarkable. So let's congratulate him, and yeah, maybe someone else at some point can compete up to him. So now to the WHU side. And someone we have here in person. So, what did you vote on? The participants of the Executive MBA Class of 2020 perceived his course, Business Tech Strategy, to be an outstanding teaching experience. The students very much enjoyed his strategic insights, his expert knowledge combined with the best practical approach, his high motivation and enthusiasm, as well as his humorous and authentic personality. A global health emergency during the academic period required the transition to a virtual knowledge transfer and professional exchange. Professor Jakob managed this transition in a highly professional way, and his great virtual presence was highly appreciated. So congratulations to my dear colleague Martin Jakob.
Well, I mean, what can I say? First of all, let's see. We have a few new things. It's great to see you. It's the very first time that I see you in person. Not just 2 dimensions, 3. Not Zoom screen, live. No delay or, oh, sorry, my screen is broken, my camera is off. No, 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 we see each other. I can tell you it's great. It's also great to be here. I mean, you know me. I usually talk a lot, fast. But when Hannah wrote me that email, my first response was, well, wow, I'm speechless. And I was. I really thank you a lot for that. It's an honor, it's a privilege to stand here. To say a few words, I of course prepared something. It was not entirely, well, unprepared. You know me, I don't come unprepared. But what probably most of the family members and friends cannot imagine, this is not about me. I mean, the class wouldn't have worked without you. I mean, if you have to listen to me for 90 minutes over Zoom, that's the worst thing ever. You made it. You made it. And actually, you made it fun. Now, no one can understand that talking about taxes can be fun, but we laughed a lot. Yeah, and I liked it a lot. It was really an honor to work with you. Now, to the bigger things. Congratulations. I mean, somewhere there are your certificates. This is a big moment. Congratulations on that. It's great to see you. I can just say that. And probably during the journey, you had to answer a lot of questions. Before you started the journey, you had to answer a lot of questions like, why the heck are you doing this? Why do you want to spend weeks, weekends studying? Well, I think you gave some great answers. And today you hold it in your hand, the answer. But now you actually have another question that you have to answer to your family members. Why the heck did you give a title to a tax class? And even an online class. We all know that we hate online classes. By the way, I can tell you, all of us that we stand here and teach, it's great to be back in the classroom with people. 3 dimensions again. Yeah? It's really great to do that. And when I think about our class, I really have great, great memories. We had dogs participating in our class, right, Wendy? But no worries, they will need no tuition fees for you, yeah? No worries. Just dog tax, not more than that. And if I think about our class, it was also extraordinary. Imagine just where everyone sat. We had people joining in Hong Kong where it was after midnight. We had people in Toronto where it was in the morning. I remember Switzerland, France, Spain. Oriol, where are you? Oriol was good. Oriol just showed at the beach once. He was always inside. Yeah? No worries, he was inside the room. Yeah, we had Bermuda, Manish, but just a Zoom background, no worries, yeah? He can stay here. We had, of course, Germany. We were all over the world, but we still communicated, had fun, learned a lot together, and that was great. But to be honest, it's great to see you today. Yeah? I will not hold up that ceremony for longer, just a couple of things. Celebrate today, enjoy the moment, really have fun. And in case you already forgot the main message of our class, taxes matter. Thank you.
Come on, now baby, don't you wanna go? Come on, now baby, don't you wanna go? Back to the same old place, sweet home in Chicago. Come on, now baby, don't you wanna go? To the same old place, sweet home Chicago. Well, 1 and 1 is 2 and 6 and 2 is 8 now. Come on, baby, don't you make me late. Howdy, hey, baby, don't you wanna go back to the same old place, sweet home Chicago. Back to the same old place, sweet home Chicago. 6 and 3 is 9, 9, 9, 18. Look look at baby now what I see and Heidi, hey, baby, don't you wanna go back to the same old place, sweet home Chicago. Thanks.
Wow, this is really pretty cool, like everybody said. Dear EMBA graduates of 2020, it is with real great pleasure to welcome you to this belated graduation ceremony in order to celebrate your achievements. Last year, you have been able to successfully complete the MBA program, and luckily, you were able to complete most of it before the pandemic hit the world. So 2 years earlier, 56 highly experienced individuals have made this distinctive decision to participate in this program. Following the principle, learning is the single best investment of our time that we can make. Or as Benjamin Franklin said, an investment in knowledge pays the best interest. On our side at the EMBA, we were pleased to welcome a curious mix of people with diverse nationalities, cultural backgrounds, different personalities and talents, and with a desire to actively shape their personality and impact their professional development. During this journey, our professors from all around the world provided you with new ideas, frameworks, and insights. They challenged you in multiple ways. You worked through correlations and regressions, client demands versus market needs. You produced paper houses to identify the bottlenecks. You learned why most companies or governments fail on crisis management, how to negotiate and sell a banana, and how to build new products. And not to forget, you heard about taxes and finance. You disagreed and argued as well. The evening working group assignments were sometimes an emotional challenge. Study groups of 5 to 6 people put inside a small room, everyone determined to finish assignments early, to make sure they can enjoy one or other drink at Korova Bar. You never did finish early. But by the way, Corona, this bar has been a special place for you and for many cohorts before you. Your cohort has been the last one to mingle and to bond so well in this place. Mr. and Mrs. Weisbrot were amazing hosts, and we miss them and the bar a lot in Volendam. Another part to highlight are the global electives and your peers in the Kellogg Global Network. With the global classes, you extended your horizons and added new friends. And now you are moving onward. We hope that you move mountains and let the world know your names. Life is a learning process. Although at times you might feel like you know it all, you'll always be learning something new. Luckily, once you do understand the value of knowledge, it's simple to get more of it. Just dedicate yourself to constant learning. A special thanks goes to AT and to Anand, who did a great job to give a voice to your class in the role as your class speakers. A special thanks also goes to Christopher, your social planner. Together with the amazing support of Wendy, Andre, and Sebastian, they put much energy in the organization of your social activities and the graduation ceremony tonight. I also would like to take this opportunity and thank and honor my team. I am really, really blessed with this amazing group of people. All of them do a fantastic job in making this program such an amazing experience. Some of them now move on to new challenges. Nadine is with us, she already did, she's now back.
And of course, we wish them the best of luck. Some of them are having babies, our Ursula. And new people will be joining the team, inspired by the spirit of alone we can do so little, but together we can do so much. Or saying it with my actually favorite metaphor, each one of us is carving a single stone, but together we build a cathedral. I hope that you will be able to establish this kind of team experience in your work environment, where business can be bravely led, passionately collaborative, and world-changing. That's what Kellogg and WHU stand for, and thank you for being part of it. I would now like to call Dean Rudolph, Bernie Bird, and Jürgen Weigand to the stage, and I will call each and every one of you to recognize your certificate. First of all, it's Alex Rührig. You take this for a picture. So you line up. Alex! Victor Papavislavilu. Papa. Andrei Kachenko. Dirk Brieke. Aguirre Monsalos. Ivan Kitta. Youssef Hadira. Anand Dukania. Oriol Soldevia. Christopher Uhl. Christoph Korpus. Yasser Resk. Arun Radhakrishnan. Dennis Güner. Till Hagedorn. Chen Hui Cha. Anna Wohltat. Kai Sofka. Jean-Philibert Ramaroson. Achim Fetzer. Sergei Botnicek. Jorge Alvarado. Christian Kukuczka. Fabrice Lemon. Akash Bersi. Silke Seitz. Eddie de Gier. A.T. Schneider. Sharon Abraham. Sharon. Manish Kumar Seth. Utsav Dutta. Sebastian Di Maio. Sibyl Brückemann. Matthias Bauer. Wendy Johnson-Gonlag. Aravinda Nagarayan. Victoria Schuster. Nanda Ankapalle. Jay Effendi Retnavati. We also want to acknowledge the accomplishments of those who cannot be with us today but graduated last year with you. This is Manoj Kumar, Vasily Bolshakov, Krishna Ganapati, Dali, Yulia Mahan, Tulu Orongor, Somali Singh, and Gonzalo Ruiz. A congratulations and big hands to those as well. So. Haben wir schon ein Foto? Okay, ein Foto? Before the photo, make sure that you now move your tassel from the right to the left side, please. Being a graduate. To the left, just the tassel, not the head. Okay, are we... Okay, so please take a seat again.
I heard there was a secret chord that David played and it pleased the Lord, but you don't really care for music, do you? It goes like this, the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall and the major lift, the baffled king composing hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Your faith was strong when you needed proof. You saw her bathing on the roof, her beauty and the moonlight overthrew you. She tied you to her kitchen chair and she broke your throne and she caught your hair, and from your lips she drew the hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. When baby I've been here before, I've seen this room and I walked this floor. I used to live alone before I knew you. I've seen your flag on a marble organ. Love is not a victory march, it's a cold and it's a broken hallelujah, 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 hallelujah,
Thank you to all of our previous speakers, Professor Rudolph, Bert, Professor Weigand, Mr. Neerlis, and Hannah. It's an honor to stand here today in front of you and address all of you on behalf of KW22, the graduates of 2020. Dear faculty and professors, fellow graduates here in person and remote with us, and our biggest supporters, dear friends and family. Whilst reminiscing when preparing these words, so many thoughts and ideas came to my mind. But when drilling each thought down to the core, it all came down to the following 3 words: togetherness, change, and courage. Let's jump back in time. We are writing September 2018, the month in which we embarked a new journey, the Executive Master of Business Administration, at one of the globally highest ranked universities. Right, but no pressure here. And this is where togetherness comes in. 56 individuals, strangers to one another, with different values, cultures, and professions, end up all on this exact journey together. Now you might think, so what? Valid thought. In a nutshell, society and instinct foster survival of the fittest. We learn to fight for ourselves by ourselves. This EMBA program, led by the motto, high impact, low ego, challenges the status quo and helps us to unlearn the aforementioned individual battle. This 2-year journey resurfaced the subconscious knowledge that going into the same direction together makes us stronger, smarter, and is way more enjoyable. Or how did you think did we make it through late-night group work assignments? Togetherness is not only a concept which guides us through the program, but is a part of our daily lives. Creating space and time for togetherness enriches all types of relationships. It establishes understanding, passion, and builds a common ground despite our differences. With this open-mindedness, we went through ups and downs, changes and transformation, and along the way, expanded the base by creating a global network across cultures, industries, and experience levels, which will be a part of our lives going forward. And all of this was possible because we embraced the fact that we understand how we are not unique by what we do, but by how we do it. And standing here together today, a year later, shows that even time, distance, and routine does not weaken this understanding. But how did we even come together? Each and every one of us has a different story to tell. But ultimately, it all ties together at the desire for change. Change allows us to explore different opportunities, learn about ourselves, and gain experiences. But what exactly brings us to the point of ultimate change? I'm sure each one of you already has an immediate answer in your mind, but I would like to share with you my thought today. Change is a constant companion in our lives. Every day, we practice change in various sizes. May it be small, like a new morning routine, or big, like changing our profession. Often, though, we neglect the small changes as their impact on direct comparison is unfelt. But I learned in life that all these small changes actually is what prepares us for the big change. The process of making a small change and succeeding with it gives us confidence. This builds up over time and prepares us for the big changes, ones that will leave a lasting impression and open new doors. So, when you face a big change next time and you find yourself hesitating, take a deep breath. Remind yourself how every day you succeed at small changes and have the confidence. And you see, the desire for a big change was brought us to this incredible group of graduates together today. And we can proudly say that we have all mastered this change. Which brings me to the third and final point for today, courage. The root of all change But today, I would like to explore courage from a different perspective, the perspective of fear. Why fear, you ask? Because courage comes from the understanding that on the other side of fear, there is nothing to be found but experience. Let me ask today's graduates, who felt fear or a derivative of the feeling of fear prior to the first day of the EMBA journey? Raise your hands. Quite a few, I'd say. Overcoming fear is what allows us for change, new experiences, and self-confidence. All wonderful things. But yet, still so often, the uncertainty outweighs and hinders us to embrace what is awaiting us on the other side of fear. So next time you hesitate, remember, when you tackle fear, courageous follows. And the courage of each individual graduate is what brought us here today. And if I have one wish, it is for you to take away the following. Together, we have the strength to challenge the status quo and make the change we each desire to. Have no fear. You are courageous, and keep chasing your dreams. Thank you. And of course, this journey, we would also like to appreciate and give our thanks as a class to various individuals, of course, all professors that made us and get that knowledge thirst. Always a great journey, professors, and of course the administrative staff. But specifically, we would like to ask 3 individuals to come and join us on stage, which is Hannah, Serap, and Gary. We would like to extend our appreciation for everything you have done, for this 3-year journey, we'd say, for all the joy you brought, all the stress you indulged and endured, and really guided us to be a better person of us individual, but also come together as the cohort. We would like to hand over some flowers as a sense of gratitude, and thank you for making it possible. Congratulations.
Thank you so much for this nice gesture. And yeah, before we finish, I would definitely like to thank you, Mona and Patrick, our lovely musicians, for this wonderful music. Thank you so much. It was really a pleasure to have you again, and you make this graduation ceremony really, really special. Thank you for this. Yes, we are now at the end of our ceremony. We will be marching out all the graduates again with another happy song from Mo. And the graduates will meet downstairs in the foyer for a picture outside in the lovely sun, and so please stay there. The guests are invited to meet downstairs for the reception. There is something to drink, something to eat, and a lot of time to enjoy it all together. Thank you for being with us today.
might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here, you can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon that could go to space. With the hair like I don't care, baby, by the way. Because I'm happy, clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy, clap along if you feel that happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy, clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy, clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Here come back news, talking this and that. Give me all you got and don't hold back. I should probably warn you, I'll be just fine. No offense to you, don't waste your time. Here's why. Because I'm happy, clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Bring me down, that's what bring me down. Your love is so hot, bring me down and wanna bring me down. Bring me down, that's what bring me down. Your love is so hot, bring me down and wanna bring me down. Because I'm clap along if you